Okay, guys, as you know, I've been out of the studio for a couple weeks now. Had to move my mom up from North Carolina. Um, we have this amazing camera angle thanks to Nikki and Maddie, who I will forever adore for this. However, while I was down there, there was like a trunk trade thing, and I don't normally work with the flat canvas boards, but I was able to get some. So this is just 4x6s, and I'm guesstimating like a 9x12 or maybe a 12x16. Um, I just kind of got these on top of here because I want to show you like a really fun technique. So I've been using these to mix and pour my paints. It's just a small container lid, it seals. And they're great. They store very well. Basically, you just got to shake them up and you're good to go. Um, but I was wanting to move into detail, so I got these really awesome bottles off of Temu. So I'm gonna do a different technique than the normal pour cups that you've kind of gotten used to, kind of layer and squiggle some designs, just use up some old paint that I had already mixed, just to get back in the habit of being in the studio. So I've got 3 sets of paired up colors that are very similar. Gonna just put them off to the side once we get them done. But I'm just gonna quickly, oh, look at that. Just, you can get it as thin or as thick as you want. Just kind of spraying it in there, making it be fun. We've got a guest appearance from Robin. Hi, Kitty. All right, so I'm just literally going in, mixing the color around. Must have hit a clump. If your paint is not mixed correctly, it's not gonna pour right. So, oh no, we're not doing this right now. Ironically, when I tried to do this video the first time, I was having, oh yummy, an issue because when these bottles are brand new, they have a cap in them. So I went to pour it and it didn't come out, and I kind of giggled at myself. All right, I just want some darker blue over here. Come on, get through there. Go back in, put a little bit more. All right, then I've got like a red and purple combination, which we'll do that one up here. And it's okay that these are flowing over to the next layer. The point is really just to get some color and pop. And if we really wanted, because it is liquid paint, we could easily blow it out. But these are just going to be some backdrops for a new series that I'm working on. So however they turn out in their own little fun way is what makes it more individual. And then I know I'm not normally an orange or a gold girl, but kind of, I definitely want more gold down here. Add in a little bit, teeny tiny bit more orange. All right, now, so just like normal, for any of the pour paints you do, you're gonna wanna pick it up and move it around. You don't want it to just sit in one spot. And if after you get it to flow and mix, the fun thing about these really tiny ones is you can move it so quick when you see it going somewhere. But, so we're just gonna kind of let it do its thing till we get it kind of how we like it, try different angles. I really do like where it crisscrossed over. So since I still have a little bit of time and my cap is acting up, I am just gonna be rotten and just toss a little bit of blue in there. Now it's a little bit heavier than I wanted, but we missed right off the edge there. So that's, can get some shapes. And it really is, you just let it spread, let it do its thing. The colors are gonna shape and form based on the weight of the paint and the direction that you're holding it in. So These bottles are so amazing. Totally worth the money I spent. It was not a super big investment either. Let me point that out to you. It's part of why I love Temu, is because I can get all the crazy fun stuff I would never buy otherwise and test it out to see if that's what I want in my life. All right, so this is looking kind of wavy. I do want it to fill into all the edges though. And you can see down here where it was mixed a little better up front, we've got the better waves and colors. So I'm just gonna literally flip it, put it on the other side. Oh, no, look at that, saved it, didn't hit the orange. All right, put another streak of light in. And then we're gonna reuse this canvas underneath, so it's okay to just go ahead. You guys know how I am about just put my fingers in it, just adding along the edges. All right, just let that shift a little bit. All right, it's actually pretty close to what I want, minus these couple of spots. So I'm just gonna, because they're so tiny, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of mix them myself, push the paint where I want it with my hand. A lot of times you'll see people blow on them, which honestly with a larger canvas is the way to go. But something this small, you just kind of do like that. So let's see, this is about where I want it. You guys can see that a little closer there. And then I'm just gonna set it off to the side. We're literally just mixing these up and moving on to the next one. All right, now that I know how that flows and what I did, I'm gonna add just a little more, and I'm gonna kind of change up the design a little bit, not just the straight lines. All right, let's see what this red combo turns into when we start to shift it. Ooh, I love it already. These are really pretty colors. They really react well together too. And you know, as always with the fluid art, you kind of just have to expect that it's gonna kind of do its own thing, but you still have some control. So if you like a particular area, you can focus on not stretching it out too much. The angle is definitely gonna shape a lot of what you do in your artwork. So I'm not sure that the lighting's really good, but you guys can see like it's, as it's covering, it's really flowing in there. And I'm gonna be honest, I did like this with more of an angle to it. So once I fill in these two little spots down here, I'm just gonna go ahead and stretch it back out the other way. All right, so those are full now. So the goal is to cover that way. And since we're at this part, you just kind of move the pieces where you want them. The more wet it is up top, the longer it is going to take for it to dry, which is why a lot of times you'll see like people torch. That also helps get rid of the air bubbles if you didn't know that. Oh, all right, so I just want that one little piece covered up. All right, and so this is the red purple mix. It's kind of hard while it's still wet, but when it dries, you're gonna love the difference in those colors. So on my big canvas, I've got these red and blue, very different areas. I really liked that more zigzaggy, so I'm just gonna go back in here. Use up this color. All right, so this starts out looking kind of crazy, but it'll flow and shape. The main thing is to pick the colors that you want to work with, that you love. It's all about things that set your soul on fire. That's, I mean, that's just real life. This is very marbly because I call it gold, but it's really more of like a pearlescent um, mix that I was able to come up with. It's not very bold and dark. It's a little bit watery compared to some of the other colors I work with. And my main goal is to get these corners. So for the soul series that I will be working on, it's going to be little guys like this. That I really just put some intention and focus on. There is I have some stencils coming actually for like the base of the animals that will be on there, just so that they look more realistic than I would maybe be able to shape together, because let's be honest, none of us are perfect. And so I really like this shape, but I really need to cover this corner. So I'm gonna a little bit over here. Just kind of fill them in. Okay. Right now I'm just shifting it to where I want it because I can't. But yeah, so with these, when they dry, then it's gonna be, so what animal belongs with this? What is screaming out that it needs to be here? My personal spirit animals are varied. I don't feel that we all have just one. But this is a really great idea that I got from Shauna Lee to create some. So we're just gonna kind of work with it and see what happens. Ooh, this one looks beautiful. It's very fiery. I can already tell that's gonna be a tiger or some other big cat. All right, so we've got this huge canvas, right? Now, most people do not work on cardboard. I find that it's great for several things. One being, I don't have to put the tacks on here. I can put them on a cardboard. It can still sit and dry. Also, when it's covered in paint, it's pretty cool. But the really awesome thing about these different colors is, now I'm just going in, setting my black base. And I'm gonna actually just sprinkle it throughout. Like, I'm not gonna just leave it in the areas where these colors aren't at, because hopefully when I go back in, so I've got this black base, it's definitely going to be 90% of the background. So what you're going to see is going to push everything else. But we're trying to use up our paint. So now I can actually just two at a time, squirt them in there, let this do what it wants to do, make it very wet. That's the thing a lot of people don't do, is they act like this paint is sacred and you're gonna lose it. And even if it is, use it. Express yourself. Create the space that you want. That's what life's all about, is finding ways to be happy and experiencing the beautiful things. So don't limit yourself. Don't hold back. Do the fun stuff. Okay. Again, that gold that I don't use a lot of. Now I'm doing some designs through here, just to mix it up. I don't want a lot of empty black space. I'm definitely loving this. However, I want a big blob of orange in here. I just fill in these spots for time reasons and everything, I guess. All right, and then you want that color back, you just go back in. layer it, let it do its thing. So here I would, if it was a larger canvas, I would blow it out. But again, I'm showing you guys like this fun tilting technique. So the point of the pins is that when this is laying on there, it will not be stuck to the cardboard when I'm done. All right, I need this orange to go back a little bit, so that, you know, the extra black in the background makes it very fluid, and you guys can see as you're watching it stretch, it's kind of, ooh, I really like what that blue did. All right. All right, now I'm just shaping it. I've got the basic design. It's stretched out a little bit. It's still very fluid, but I'm not a big orange fan, so I'm gonna kind of let that run off a little bit. And then I think I've got it right around where I want it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and set it here and let it dry. And I'll show you guys updates on the Facebook page as soon as they are done and ready to play with. I missed you guys, and I'll see you soon.